Hello, welcome to the webinar of Luran ECO and NAS ECO by EMEA Styrolution. My name is Pieter-Jan Snoek, Commercial Product Manager for Luran High Heat and NAS. My other colleagues present in this webinar are Christian Ruthart, Eco Product Manager for EMEA Specialties, and Florian Jochem, Technical Product Manager for Luran High Heat, NAS, Terlux and Clearlux. Together, we will show you how our new Luran and NAS Eco offering brings value for you and your customers. We will look into methodology, potential applications, and will answer questions you might have. Please note that this webinar is recorded, so you can also have a look at it later on our website or share it with your colleagues. The questions can be asked anonymously through the Q&A section, and you can already start posting your questions as of now. We will answer them at the end. Let's first have a look into INEOS Styrolution. INEOS Styrolution is the #1 global leader in styrenics. We have a global presence and an experience of more than 90 years in styrenics. We have products with different applications across different industries. As you can see, we received the Platinum rating of EcoVadis in 2021, which places us in the top 1% of plastics manufacturers and top 1% of all suppliers assessed in all categories. Before we look into the eco topic, let me give the word to Florian Jochem, who will explain you about Luran and NAS in general.
Yes, hello and welcome also from my end. Before we move forward into the matter of Luran and NAS ECO, I would like to give you a short introduction into the technical features of both polymers itself, Luran and NAS. So what is Luran? Luran is a brand name for a styrene acrylonitrile copolymer, SAN, that consists out of styrene and acrylonitrile repeating units. The polymer itself is transparent and clear. You can compare it with crystal polystyrene, but it has, compared to crystal polystyrene, better features. It has a better chemical stability, a higher Y-cut temperature, and also an outstanding transparency and a surface quality. This makes Luran unique for certain applications in household industries, in cosmetic packaging industries, and also beyond. NAS is the brand name for a styrene methyl methacrylate copolymer that is served by INEOS Styrolution. The material consists of styrene and methyl methacrylate repeating units. The polymer is, compared to Luran, also highly transparent and can be used in various applications, such in household, packaging, and other industry. Luran and NAS have both similar features and are exchangeable, but they also differ in some important attributes. For example, Luran SAN offers a better chemical stability and a better temperature resistance, which is needed for certain applications. On the other side, NAS is ACN-free, which can be also of interest in regards to certain food contact applications, and also offers a sparkling clarity and an extremely low haze, for example, that is needed for several applications in, for example, water pitchers or water boxes, and so on. With this general overview on NAS and Luran polymers from INEOS Styrolution, I would like to hand over to my colleague Christian Ruthart, which dive deeper into the matter of the eco concept and the eco crates we would like to offer and introduce today.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Christian Ruthart. I'm the product manager for our eco crates, and I would like to show you in some slides how we approach sustainability with our products in this new product line. You see here some of our company targets, and clearly these are derived on mega trends, and also our products are answering these trends. And one important topic for us is clearly emissions. So companies like INEOS, they have rather large chemical operations. So clearly it is a target for our company to reduce our carbon footprint and our emissions, and actually to arrive at the net zero by latest 2050, but already with tangible targets for earlier years. And one topic where we have already moved forward for the subsegment of INEOS Styrolution is we have shifted 4 of our European sites to renewable electricity. So that already contributes to that goal, and we have a clear milestone plan to reduce our direct emissions. You will later see that we also work on emissions of and carbon footprints of our products. And also important for us is recycling as a plastics producing company. So we have targets for our packaging products to arrive at certain levels for recycled content, but also clearly we ensure that all products we sell, all plastic products we sell are 100% recyclable, and they actually should be recycled. And, and answering this mega trends, actually we see 2 main pillars how to do this for our products. One main pillar is littering and waste. Clearly, this is an important topic for plastics. Everyone's talking about it. So, and we think our main contribution to prevent littering and waste is to enhance recycling. So really make these waste a valuable source and not something you just throw away into the environment or burn it. So we have 2 major focuses here that the company is working on. One is mechanical recycling, so where you use polymers that are of quite good quality polymer waste. You can turn back into polymers and use this for new products. And another route is so-called trans recycling, also called chemical recycling, where you can recycle actually waste that has some lower properties. And both of them we are working on. And another pillar, not only littering and waste, is actually this topic of climate change. So actually we want to reduce the product carbon footprint of our products. You can reduce product carbon footprints with recycling, but another very effective option, and this is what we talk about today, is using renewable feedstocks. Renewable feedstocks have the advantage that we don't use fossil-based materials, so they are renewable. You hear it in that word, so they don't deplete. But the other big advantage is actually the product carbon footprint of such materials is much lower than the fossil-based alternatives. And here is a roadmap where we are right now as a company with different products. You probably have heard about our products if you are in this webinar. You know, we have ABS, so-called Novodua. We have the Luran NAS, that is of the topic of today, and also SPCs and Luran S, and we have even more products. But this is our focus right now. And so we have available right now a product line called Luran ECO based on mechanical recycling. And we will also enhance with bioattribution of this product line in the future. We today talk about, and this is the focus of this webinar, Luran and NAS ECO, where we use bioattribution solutions that I will explain a bit more in the next slides. But we also apply these solutions to SPCs. We have done this quite a while ago already and are quite successful. And we also expand this to ISA product lines this year. And in the next years, we expect that these advanced recycling solutions will come up. Here, it takes a bit more time compared to mechanical recycling. And this is a slide that shows a bit our process, how we make bioattributed products successfully happening. You see, there are 2 routes in this chart. One is the old route that we followed for decades in our company. So we used fossil fuels, oil-based materials from the sources that are available yet. We put them into refineries, naphtha is produced, and naphtha is then the feedstock for steam crackers, and in steam crackers in chemical industry, basic materials are produced. And there's an alternative route that we go forward here is not using fossil-based material, but using renewable material. And this renewable material actually is so-called material is called biocircular. This category biocircular means it's bio-based material, renewable material, but it also has a circular property. So it's a bit like recycling, because actually these kind of sources are waste sources. So they are not produced on purpose like you would see in a biosource like vegetable oil, but they are happening as a side product. For example, in wood waste, in the production of wood or pulp, so paper production, we have certain side products that we use again in this kind of applications here. And another important source is kitchen waste. So actually used cooking oil that would maybe just be burned or landfilled can be reused again to make new polymers. And this is this route here using bio-naphtha and feeding in the same way into steam crackers. The beauty of this alternative route is actually everything what is coming out after this step is the same in terms of quality. So all the chemicals produced out of this route have drop-in solutions. They have identical performance. We will explain this a bit more in detail. But actually, this is done in a so-called mass balance process. I think this process getting more and more used, and you probably are aware already about this, but we still need to explain as an industry, I think, because it's a bit thing you need to understand before you appreciate it, maybe. So this process means you put in only a small part of your overall feedstock is based on renewable material. Because of the situation is like this is still the major route used in chemical industry, and this is a growing route that will grow with time, but for now it's quite small compared to the lower route. So to really enable the value chain to use the UBPs of this route in products, we attribute actually the resources to certain products. And this attribution is very important so that the value is really transformed to certain applications. And these applications give them competitive advantages to our customers. And actually, by building up this value, you also facilitate the growth of this route. So therefore, I really think that this attribution concept is very important to make this happen and to transform the industry. And as this route is a bit complicated, we need a certificate. We have actually a so-called ISCC Plus certificate in place. And this certificate makes sure that the raw materials have certain standards. I will come a bit more into this. And also the full process is under control, and that we really put as much renewable sources into the system that we attribute to products. And I explained that this is actually a drop-in solution. So by the process to having the same chemicals produced with the same process based on renewable feedstocks, you actually will arrive at Luran and NAS ECO products that have the same performance, the same chemical composition, and the same regulatory status. For example, they also have food contact compliance, toy compliance, and we can give all these statements out to our customers just the same way we do with our fossil-based alternatives. The big benefit is really it's a drop-in for you, so you will not be, you even don't need to test it. If you already use our fossil-based crate, this new crate will just perform the same because chemically it's 100% the same product. And there's no development on your side necessary, and you don't need to adapt your processing technology. And I explained that we use a certificate system called ISCC, so International Sustainability and Carbon Certification. That's the long word out of this. And probably you have heard about this, and it's getting more and more, the certification scheme used in the industry. And actually, many of our customers have been already certified, and they use the benefits out of these themselves. This certification scheme, as I said, also certifies the feedstocks. So it also makes sure that all these renewable feedstocks are sustainable produced. And the full value chain from the original feedstock to us and to our customers is certified and enables traceability throughout the value chain. And actually, I wanted to show you some examples how you could use this ISCC certification if you do it yourself as customer. Because if you are certified and we serve you with products that are certified, then you can also use certain claims. And just wanted to show you some examples. For example, you could have logos, and there are some companies who are using these logos on our products and also final consumer products. But also you can have your own communication to consumers based on this. And there are some examples here. So you could say, we contribute to the replacement of newly produced plastics by renewable feedstocks. We use a certified bioattributed material. And for example, here you could say it's a bio-based plastic to a certain content, but you then should say the mass balance approach. So you can see some examples here. And actually, the big UVP of bioattribution are two things, as I explained. One is you prevent the use of fossil resources, and you prevent the depletion of fossil resources by using renewable materials. And because we use biocircular materials that are of waste nature, you don't compete with any crops like vegetable oils, because these are all waste streams. But the other big advantage is actually the carbon footprint reduction. So because of the biogenic nature of our feedstocks, where through the growth phase of the plants used there, CO2 is absorbed, actually you arrive at very significant carbon footprint reductions. And you can see two examples here for Luran SRN grade and our NAS, where you arrive at 93% reduction of the carbon footprint compared to the fossil-based version. And we are happy to provide you also the concrete data for projects of our products we have calculated and also externally reviewed our carbon footprints for these products. And you can see here an overview of the products that we are talking about in Luran ECO and NAS ECO with the carbon footprint reductions that we achieve. It's depending on the product recipes, but you see some products are even at 99% reduction of carbon footprint. And I think that's a very big and great advantage if you use such products in your applications. And with this, I would like to hand over to my colleague Peter Jan.
Thank you, Christian. As you can see, in the beginning, we showed some examples of Luran applications. And as Christian explained, actually those same applications, we can also use Luran ECO. The difference would only be in the fact that we would, of course, have a significantly lower carbon footprint of these products because we now use Luran ECO instead of the fossil-based Luran. We would also have integration of the renewable feedstock in these products. And of course, from a marketing point of view towards customers, this is having a clear advantage. So we could also produce, for example, a coffee machine, water filters, all these type of applications just by replacing the Luran with the Luran ECO. Similar to that, we can also look at NAS. In the beginning, Florian showed as well on the next slide some applications where we can use the fossil-based NAS. Well, actually, those exact same applications can also use NAS ECO. Again, the clear advantage here, lower carbon footprint of these solutions, integrating renewable feedstock, and with a clear value proposition in terms of marketing also towards the end customer. If you want to find more information about our offering and about what INEOS Styrolution is doing in general on the ECO side, you can find this on our ECO website. On the slide, you can find some examples. We also have a flyer available where you can find more information specifically about Luran ECO and NES ECO, because they are clear, sustainable drop-in solutions, also available on our website. And if you want to dive a bit more deeper into the specific products we have available, these ones you can also find them on our corporate website, where you can see Luran ECO and NES ECO section, always mentioning the specific rates we have available. I think now we can look into potential questions that might have come up, and therefore I give the word to Florian. Florian, what type of questions did we receive so far?
Thank you, Peter Jan. So far we received a bunch of questions. So I will start with some questions. However, it's also worth to mention, if we cannot answer all questions today, please feel free also to contact us afterwards. And at the end of the presentation, we give you additional information how you can contact us and also how to find this webinar. So I would like to start with the first questions to Peter Jan. And this is on the availability of Luran and NES ECO crates and on the regular lead time for these crates to have it available. Yeah.
Sure. So Luran ECO and NES ECO is our new offering. Of course, it's more special products. They are produced in Ludwigshafen, which means that we consider these products as made to order, and they have a standard lead time, therefore, of 7 weeks plus the transport.
Okay. Then thank you, Peter, for this answer. I would like to move on to the next question. This is more related than to Christian. It's on greenhouse gas targets and carbon dioxide emission. So in general, mechanical recycling has usually a lower carbon dioxide emission. So why is it not added in the targets or in the greenhouse targets of INEOS Styrolution, or is it already added?
Yeah, so as I explained, we have certain targets to address mega trends, and recycling is actually addressing both trends. So the preventing of littering, but also the carbon footprint reduction, because if you recycle plastics, you prevent that they will be burned, incinerated. And just by this fact, you will have a positive impact by using recycled materials, and also you prevent that they need to be produced on purpose from fossil-based materials. So it's clearly our target to also improve our carbon footprints by recycling. But today the focus was more on biodistribution, because we talked about Luran and NES, where because of the transparent nature of these products, recycling is not yet available. It will take more time to be offering these advanced recycling options.
Okay, thank you, Christian, for this answer. Then I would go to the next question, and this is a question which I can likely answer. That's on the proof and guarantee for the customers that the material is really a drop-in solution, and they do not need to do additional tests to recheck the performance of the eco crates, or whether the performance of the eco crates would differ from the non-eco crates. For example, if you like to switch from NIS to NIS eco. So as Christian has explained before in the overall process, so what has not been changed is our manufacturing process for the bioattributed crates. That means we produce the same polymers based on the same raw materials and the same manufacturing process. What is different is the source. We generate our styrene monomer. So for the eco crates, we use the attribution concept that works on raw material that is out of fossil-free materials, such as these waste that was mentioned, kitchen and wood waste. So this overall, this does not influence the specification of our raw materials, which is then identical with the specification of our fossil-based raw materials. That means the quality of our styrene monomer is the same, specification of our products is the same, and consequently, we always achieve the same materials with the same quality. Then I have another question to Christian, and this is on the reduction data, whether this will be shared in either separate information or technical data for the greenhouse gas reduction, or will only be shared for the carbon dioxide only.
So what we will do is we will have for these eco crates, and Peter-Jan has shown you the parts of our website that they are online. You will find the carbon footprint reduction in the technical data sheet. So the values shown today in this presentation, and you know this presentation will be as video available also online, so you can have a look again, and you can go online to our technical data sheet where we will provide this savings. And as I also said, we can also provide in a one-to-one discussion our concrete values. So what is the carbon footprint of a Luran ECO?
Okay, thank you, Christian. Then I have another question for you. This is on the ISCC Plus certification process. The question here is whether it's mandatory for the whole supply chain, for the resellers, converters, and brand owners, even if they do not want to use the ISCC claim.
Yep, that's a good question and comes up quite often, and makes sense to ask that. So actually, yeah, if you want to use the ISCC claims, so if you want to use the logo and want to, and if you want maybe to mention to your customers that you are certified to establish even more trust, then you need to be ISCC certified, and all steps, all parts of the value chain need to be certified. So warehouses, molders, and so on that are not in your company or even sub companies. So we have certified all our sub companies and locations, plant locations that serve you. If you decide not to do that, if you say I will buy your product, but I don't need ISC certification, that's also fine. That is fully allowed, but it would not allow you to use the claims.
Okay, thank you again, Christian. Then there was a question on regulatory aspects and food contact statements and so on. I think it was already in the presentation. That means with the introduction of Luran and NAS eco crates, we can issue the same statements as for the fossil-free based version. So we have these direct drop-in solutions. The only difference at the end is the feedstock where the styrene monomer is being created, and for sure also the name. Then to another question, this is not related to Luran and NAS eco, but it's related to another material of INEOS Styrolution of Novodur, especially Novodur eco. Will this be then certified? This is a question also for Christian as eco product manager. Will it be certified via ISCC Plus, or is it then a different certification?
Yeah, so we use ISCC Plus certification for our bioattributed products. So I've shown you that we also are looking into a Novodur eco based on bioattributed for some applications. And here, yeah, we will use the ISCC. So as long as we talk about bioattribution, because of the feedstocks we use that are ISCC certified, we apply as ISCC certificate ourselves. For mechanical recycled product, and this is maybe the target of this question, where we also are active in Novodur eco, we don't do this because there are better ways to do it. So in the waste handling industry, waste sorting industry in Europe, where ABS, recycled ABS is collected and sorted, they actually have a very good certification scheme in place. It's called EU Cert Plus. and all our suppliers that serve us with ABS flakes that are EU surplus certified. And there is a new scheme called Recyclers that is based on this, and that would be applied to us. And we are working on getting the certificate for our Novodur ECO mechanical recycled.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Christian. Then another question, maybe for Peter Jan in that context, on the volumes. Are there any limitations on available volumes of these eco crates? Are there any, let's say, restrictions or maximums of potential volumes that are available and so on, based on the available feedstock? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Indeed, thank you, Florian, and thank you for the person who asked the question. I mean, of course, we use renewable feedstock here, so that's one part we need to secure on our side. I would say in terms of limitations, if we have an idea on what type of volume of Luran ECO or NAS ECO you need in a certain time frame, then we can discuss and prepare for that. I think it's important to have an idea on that so that we can also prepare on our side for the specific process. But as such, for now, I would say I don't see any limitations. I think we can work together to see and make things possible as good as we can. So let's get in touch and let's see what we can realize together for you and then for your end customers.
Thank you, Peter Jan. Then I have an interesting question on these eco crates, especially on the medical approval. So we have in the Luran, and we have also in NAS, we have some portfolios, some crates in our portfolio which have the medical package. And do they have the medical approval? So this is something which we are working on. That means at the moment we are looking into also the materials for medical application, but based on our experience that we gained so far was that eco bioattributed, and please Peter and Christian correct me if I'm wrong, so that the main interest comes not from the medical industry but from other industry like household and packaging, but in principle is possible to get also here the medical package ready and also the amendment for the truck master file, but this needs to be then also individually considered based on the request. Yeah, but we can here help you out and find a solution. So from a technical point, it's possible. Yeah.
Maybe to add, yeah, we are working on this, but it was not the first focus because we think the introduction is easier in other industries, but we also see interest coming up and we are preparing this now.
We are all ears to hear any of your demands and to work together to see how we can realize it. As long as you identify a potential behind, we will for sure then look into it. Yeah.
So we are now at the end of the Q&A session. If no further questions will now enter, this can also be handled individually, just contacting us. We have on the next slide, we have certain contact data available, how your requests and questions can be forwarded to us, and we are happy to help you out if suddenly another question on this interesting topic pops up. And by the way, suddenly there popped up a question that I would like to answer. It's on the NAS that is blended by a molder with GPPS, whether it could be blended to maintain the clarity. That's really a good question, but here I would like to say it's not possible because GPPS and NAS have a really limited miscibility, so this would not work. For further questions, you can contact your key account manager. You can go on the insti.webinars@ineos.com link, and also the webinar from today can be or is available on this link that is on this slide below. you can find the whole webinar from today, and you can also find on our ECO websites very useful and very essential information on this topic. You can also look on our websites, you can find the technical data, the TDS, and other further information. At the end of this webinar, I would like to thank you, all of you, for your attention, for the questions you have asked, and please contact us if you have any more requests or more ideas, and just check regular base our website and on our latest eco solutions that we offer for the market. A big thanks also to my colleagues for this presentation, and again you for your attention, and have a good day all, and stay safe. Thank you.
Driving success together.